What's up, my dudes? Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you guys had an excellent day today. So I want to bring you an article I recently discovered on a Facebook advert for LGBTQ Nation, which is a website I didn't even know existed. But that's beside the point. The article itself features an interview with a guy at an NRA convention. Now, if you don't know what that is, National Rifle Association convention. It's like a furry convention, but no fursuits and lots of guns. But anyway, this article features an interview by a group called The Good Liars, which is apparently some sort of liberal prankster group, which again, I haven't heard of these dudes before either, so it's, completely new territory for me in this grounds. But anyway, it's based on a tweet with a video, which I will link down below. And this guy getting interviewed, he actually goes on to say, ending wokism will stop school shootings, or will go towards stopping school shootings. And not only does this dude blame wokism for school shootings, but then he goes on to say that kids pretending to be cats and dogs or whatever, the whole furry litter box myth that we've been hearing so much about, is also contributing towards school shootings somehow. I don't know where he's coming from this, but what really gets me is my man Jason. He goes on to explain to this dude that he can't find any evidence of litter boxes in schools, and even reads out a press statement from one of the school boards saying it's all completely myth, all completely rumour, no fact to the litter box rumour. And this guy, he just kind of, even with that kind of evidence being read to him, this fella still blindly believes the bullshit he's heard, because he's heard it from someone who was there, or some bollocks like that. Absolutely no evidence supporting his argument, has just been handed concrete evidence from a school board saying it's not happening in their school, the school that he quotes as being the source of it, and he's just like blindly obedient to this most ridiculous of rumours. I'm going to play this video for you now so you can see this for yourself, see what kind of, you see this guy clearly not firing on all cylinders.
The wokism in the United States, with these people that are going around saying if a kid says they're a dog or cat in school, that's good.
You think that'll stop mass shootings?
I think it's a start in a way. All that stuff.
Has that happened? People said they're dogs and cats in schools?
Oh yeah, in Illinois. Oh yeah, that's going on. They put litter boxes out for them in the schools.
I think that's not true, actually. Those are not true.
I think it is true, and I think if you did your reporting, you would find out it's true. Honestly, you just look it up. Look up furries in Highland, Illinois.
Okay.
See what you come up with.
Look up furries, Highland, Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I see here for Highland, Illinois is lockdown lifted at Highland Park High School. 5 students in custody. It looks like there were reports of a gun in the school.
Yeah, they always are calling in false reports.
Oh, here's another one about the cats. A school district has been hit with rumors saying that students who identify as cats are allowed to use litter boxes in the restroom. This is what you were talking about. The superintendent said it got so bad she had to send letters to students and parents on Monday. The rumor that our schools have litter boxes in the restrooms to accommodate individuals who are self-identifying as animals, this is simply and emphatically not true.
According to them, but I'm telling you, I hear from other people that go to the schools and stuff.
I mean, just look at this guy's face. He just stands there. The guy's reading out an actual statement from the school, and he is literally just stood there, a few diarrheas short of a Taco Bell. Like, what the hell's going on with this guy? The lights are on, but nobody's up. Look at that face as he's, being given evidence that this is not true, and he just doesn't accept it. It's just not sinking in. It's going in one ear and not even coming out the other ear. It's just lost to space. And then he goes on to claim the reporter ain't doing his job properly. I mean, he calls it reporting instead of researching, which gets my goat up from the get-go. But yeah, he claims the reporter ain't doing his research, despite the fact that the reporter has just done the research in front of him, found the evidence that disproves his bollocks, and he still doesn't accept it. And this is my issue with the whole litter box in schools bollocks. The people who spread it, the people who are outraged by it, they will blindly believe it, and there is no debating with them. You cannot change their mind. They are set on their beliefs, and nothing will seem to get it into their head that they are wrong. You hit these guys with straight facts, and they do not want to change their mind, so they won't. They'll just stand there happily smiling away like this Muppet, in their little echo chamber of bollocks, just repeating the same thing over and over and over, as if saying it more than once will somehow prove that they are right and the other person is wrong. It's the old, if I say it more than that guy, then I'm correct. And I don't even think it's because they're especially dumb or anything like that, or that they're brainwashed. But more that this worldview, this comforts them. Having a nice tidy box where they can put all the things that they don't like, all the things that they can blame the world's problems on in one tidy box and tie it off with a bow, that comforts them. And anything that challenges that, anything that challenges their view on the world, they won't accept. Just straight up, they cannot accept that kind of change. Because then they have to start looking outside their little comfortable box for who's really to blame for this, and they will actually go out of their way to protect the contents of their little box and repeatedly spread misinformation and lies because it conforms with the contents of their little box of truth. And it ends up being kind of like a self-reinforcing box of bullshit where one lie backs up another lie and backs up a third lie, and they all support each other. And they won't accept that one of these could possibly be wrong because it'll prove them all wrong. And I've seen it before in a good mate of mine who wholeheartedly, still to this day, believes that, the 9/11 Twin Towers was an inside job done with thermite or space lasers or some bullshit like that. And every time I hit them with straight facts that disproved one aspect, they come up with some new bollocks that somehow reinforced their belief. And to this day, 20 years on, they still believe that bollock. It's the same kind of deal here. The more you actually hit them with facts, the more bollocks and research they can come up with that supports their point of view, that has no founding in science or any evidence of that, and solely relies on other aspects of the same bollocks to reinforce it as evidence. And when you eventually look at it as a whole, there's no foundation to this, absolutely no supporting evidence, but because it's in their tidy little box all happily put together and supporting itself, it makes sense to them, so they blindly believe it and won't let anything at all change their mind on this. And the wankers who are pushing this, the people, whoever they might be, who are actually spreading these lies, they don't want to change people's opinions. They're happy to spread this more and to repeat it more, because from their point of view, they get more votes out of it, because they know the people down below, they see someone up top saying this thing, and the people down below think, oh, it must be right because he's saying it. Therefore, the fact that he's saying it, I'm going to believe it. And the fact that he's saying it means I'm going to vote for him. And they're happy to spread it because they know they'll get the votes from the gullible masses. The masses who are happy to accept this bollocks propaganda because it supports their little box of beliefs. And you can really see it in this guy's face. This guy doesn't want to think for himself. He's happy to just accept the bollocks that he's been fed. Look at this guy's face. There's no lights on in there. He is just happily stood there, staring off into the distance, ignoring what the interviewer is saying, just blindly holding on to his beliefs. And I mentioned earlier, this guy is at an NRA convention, so this guy's probably heavily armed. Like, he's probably packing in this video and has got even more guns at home. This is the type of person who is owning all the firearms in America and is operating on a core set of beliefs that are deeply flawed. And this guy wants to blame furries for school shootings when really he needs to start looking inward, dude. He needs to start looking at, the fact that there's no background checks or very limited background checks in America, making sure that, absolute whack jobs don't get hold of the firearms in the first place. I understand that America has a Second Amendment, and I respect their beliefs in that, but they gotta understand that you can't just give firearms out to everyone willy-nilly, because that is gonna get fucking dangerous fucking quick. I've seen what can happen when someone who isn't firing on all cylinders has got hold of a firearm. I've got plenty of experience, with firearms myself. I am ex-military, and I've been on a range with someone who, has just, without thought, just turned around and swept everyone with a live firearm. I've seen what happens when someone doesn't have the proper training and is given one of these weapons. So I understand the danger, and it seems like Americans, especially the types who are pro-Second Amendment to the point where they don't want any form of background checks, I don't think they understand the danger they are putting everyone else in for no reason. You can still have your firearms, just have a check. Make sure these people are trained and understand the dangers involved. and it will cut down on so much issue in America. That is what will help with America's school shooting problem. Not chasing down fictitious ghost bullshit like the litter box rumors, which have got no standing in fact, and will do absolutely nothing to help solve the problem. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like, subscribe to my thing, hit the little bell icon if you even want to. Drop a comment on what your opinion on this whole bullshit is. If you want to support me making more most excellent videos, consider joining my Patreon. The link is down below, and you will be seeing the names of the people who support on one of these sides. Thank you so much to every single one of you dudes. You guys have been absolute champs. Also consider swinging by my Discord, where we chat about random bullshit, share art, share memes, lots of memes, and all that kind of stuff. Other than that though, I hope you have a most excellent day, an amazing week, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Take care, ta-ra.